I do record my lessons, so if you ever miss class or if you didn't understand something you want to go back and hear about it, you can. All right, we're going to start with our 7 properties of exponents. Our first property is pretty basic, but it looks weird. If I have a to the 0 power, and a is any real number, then that's equal to, does anyone know? 1. Wow, you knew that. That's good. Doesn't that feel weird, though? Does that feel wrong to you? A to the 0 is 1. What's your favorite number? Someone shout out their favorite number. 5. I heard 5. Oh, I actually works, but 5 to the 0 is 1. 22 to the 0 is 1.
0.
I to the 0, oops, is 1.
0.
Oh, yeah. I didn't tell you that last semester. How about I squared? What's I squared?
-1.
Good. Yes, your calculator knows that too.
What's 0 to the 0 power?
0 to the 0. Ooh, good question. 0
Doesn't work.
0 to the 0. Error.
I knew that.
Good job. Okay. I know. Okay. Another property is this. If you have a to the m, and you're going to multiply that times a to the n. So they have the same base. They both are a to an exponent. What you do is you take those exponents and you add them. Okay? Let me show you real quick how that works. Like if you had, and I think you learned exponents in 5th grade, because my son was doing 5th grade, they're doing exponents. But easy stuff, not like stuff you guys do. 2 to the 3rd means to multiply 2 3 times, right? 2 to the 4th is to multiply 2 4 times. Well, if I wanted to write that all as 2 to something, it's 2 to the, how many of them? 7. And that would just be 3 plus 4. Okay? So that's the property. That's how it works. There's also another property. So if you multiply the powers, you add the exponents. What happens when you divide them? Yes.
Subtract.
You get a to the m minus n. Very good. Okay, so those are your 3 basics. Those are the ones that you kind of learn at the beginning of the chapter in Algebra 1. And so now let's learn the next 3. They get a little tougher. Here's one, a to the m, and then raised to the nth power. People will get that one and the one where you add them mixed up. They do that all the time. But if you have a to the m raised to the n, what you do to the exponents is you multiply them together. So let's go back to this 2 cubed over here. If I have 2 cubed and then I square it, well, how many do I have? Well, I have 2 cubed times itself. And how many is that? 6 of them. So it's 3 times 2. A lot of people are like, oh, that's 2 to the 5th. They add them on accident. Okay, don't be that person. Don't make that mistake. Yes, Jonathan.
If you the 2 cubed plus or times 2 cubed, do you have to
Yes, 2 cubed times 2 cubed.
Write that word.
No. That's me showing you how it works and why it works. Yep, you just add them. You're fine. Yeah. All right, now if you have a product, a times b, and this is raised to the m power, then it's kind of like a distributive property where they're both raised to the m, so you get a is to the m and b is to the m. Okay? And that's true for numbers too, not just variables, but numbers work that way too. And then also that same property works when you have the quotient or a division of a over b, and it's raised to the m power. So that would be a to the m over b to the m. Okay? All right, and then one more. Now in our answers, and we're going to read this in just a minute, but in our answers it's going to say make sure your final answer has no negative exponents. So what happens when you get a negative exponent? How do you fix that problem? Well, if I get a to the negative m, and I want to rewrite this, do you remember how to do this? That guy, he's negative. He has a negative exponent. 1 over a to the m. So for example, if I have 3 to the negative 1, what does 3 to the negative 1 equal? 1/3. It does. Okay? Now what people will do, not you guys, but maybe like 5th period, what they'll do is they'll take -3 and they'll tell me that's equal to 1/3. Does -3 equal 1/3? No. What they'll do is they'll get their exponent properties mixed up with just negatives. But it's not true. Okay? So don't be 5th period. Don't do that. This is 6th, right? Yeah. 5th period, they're just going to be the interesting class, I think. Okay, here we go. Number 1. Oh, really loud people. No, yeah. Oh, hi, Curtis. Love you. Okay, number 1. Here we go. Let's multiply. All right, so we're going to take our numbers first. We have a 3 times a 5. Ignore the x to the 9th, the x to the negative 2. Just ignore those for right now. Take the numbers and multiply them together, and you get 15. Okay? Now take the variables and go ahead and simplify that. What is x to the 9th times x to the negative 2? You're going to add your exponents, and you get x to the 7th. Okay? You're done when you have no negative exponents in your answer, and all of your numbers are simplified and everything's together. Like, you wouldn't say you were done if you had something like this, because those x's would go together. Okay? So that would be completely done. All right, let's try number 2. Number 2. We're multiplying. They have the same base. So we're going to take our exponents and we're going to add them. So what's -5 plus 2? -3. Perfect. And you're not quite done. 1 over p cubed. Yep. So what happens is if you have a negative exponent, and I used to tell my Algebra 1 students this when I taught Algebra 1 like 17 years ago. 18 years ago, 19 years ago, wow, a long time, 100 years ago. No, I think it was 19, 18, 2 years ago, yeah, when I started teaching. P to the -3, what happens is it's negative, it's sad, it's not happy where it's living. So he's in the upstairs apartment, he has to move downstairs because he wants to be happy. Crippled people. Okay, number 3. Number 3.
What if you're just lazy?
Or lazy, yep. Who wants those stairs? I don't. Yes, yes. Elevator. Yeah, some places don't have elevators.
You're just fly.
No, my boyfriend, he lives on the 2nd floor of his apartment, and they don't have an elevator there. He had to move everything up the stairs. Horrible. Okay. No, I cannot yet. All right, 12 over 4. Do the number part first. What's 12 divided by 4? 3. Perfect. Don't subtract those. People will get their numbers mixed up with the exponent rules. Okay, numbers 12 divided by 4 is not 12 minus 4. It's 12 divided by 4. Now let's go ahead and subtract our exponents. What's -8 minus -6? -2. Okay, write it down and then don't feel comfortable with that. You're not done yet. You have a negative exponent. And the other thing people will do is they think that 3 and r to the -2 are together. They're not together. They're just standing next to each other. It doesn't mean they're together, right? No, it doesn't. I saw you standing next to a girl. You're definitely not together with her. All right. So you get 3 stays where it's at because you're out of her league. That's what I was saying. Oh, good. Thank you. I probably would have cried at this point. All right. R squared. 3 over r squared. No, but you thought I was slamming you, Wyatt. I was like, no, because she's out of your league. Or wait, you're out of her league. He's out of her league. Okay. Wyatt, you don't focus. Okay, here we go. Number 4. Yeah, 1 class. Just 1. All right. I got 1 B, all right? 1. All right, here we go. X to the -2 times x to the -5. You try this one. You do it on your own. Yeah, I know, it's scary. On your own, by yourself, quietly. I had an email trying to get more people out of here, so it's working. Okay, we get x to the -7. You want to add your exponents, but you can't leave it like that. And so we rewrite this as 1 over x to the 7th. Who got that? Yes, ooh, Sarah, yay. Okay, number 5. All right, see that -5? just because it's negative doesn't mean you move it, okay? Only move the negative exponents. It's different than a negative 5, okay? All right, so take these, and we're going to subtract our exponents because they both have an r. So what's negative 3 minus negative 5? 2. So the answer to this is just negative 5 r squared. Okay? Now, if you feel like you have to show work on everything, you don't. I didn't show any work on that. There's no work to be shown. Okay? But sometimes there are. I'll look for those. All right, number 6. There's 2 ways to do this problem. 2 ways. Number 1, you could just straight up use your subtraction property. And then you're done. Because what's 0 minus negative 3? It's positive 3. Or you can think of this as p to the 0 is 1. But p to the negative 3 has a negative exponent. It's unhappy, so it's going to move upstairs and become p cubed. So you get the same answer doing it 2 different ways. That's why math is so great, right?
No.
Okay. You don't want to be a math teacher?
Ha ha ha. You're funny.
It's the best job ever. It's really good. Any math teachers out there? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
I would have said no at your age, but guess what? It's in my blood. Ooh, it's in your blood.
No.
It is. My dad was a math teacher. He's not dead. He's just retired. My grandpa was a math teacher. My aunt, she got her math degree, but she never taught. And then I did. And I tell my kids that they have to, one of them. And they both say no.
I'll let my sister do it.
Ooh, yeah. Probably this guy. He's probably most likely. He's real serious about life. He's my favorite. Okay. He's my favorite 5-year-old. Don't you love Jack? Jack got us $50 for Christmas.
He did?
Yeah.
And a hockey.
Yeah. Oh, hockey gear, yeah. Jack, my 5-year-old, I asked him what he wanted for Christmas. Sophia asked him too. What do you want for Christmas?
$50.
$50. That's what he wanted. Yeah.
Something like that. $50.
Yep.
Did he get $50?
Yeah.
From who?
His dad. Yeah. I got him some skates and a glove and hockey. He's in hockey.
Wow.
You know, if I was that kid, I'd be like, yo, Dad, 200.
So. No, he knows his limits. Okay, here we go.
I asked for like.
He does limits, yeah.
You gotta push the limit.
All right, here we go. Let's do this. This one has 2 properties to it. We're going to simplify the top first. Okay? So those are being multiplied. So what do you do to the exponents? Shh, guys. Shh. You add them. Thank you.
You add them.
2 squared over 2 squared. Without even doing any property, just look at it, right? 2 squared over 2 squared. It's the same thing over itself. The answer is just simply 1.
Oh, that's an ugly way to write one. That is so. Oh yeah. Oh, it's weird.
Wow, that's just rude. Okay, number 8.
Yeah, come on. What are you talking?
I've only cried like 3 times today. Okay, here we go.
Really?
No.
Curtis was the 3 times.
No. No, Curtis and I are good. All right, we're going to do 2q to the 4th power. So we get 2 to the 4th times q to the 4th. It's like the distributive property. Everybody is raised to the 4th power, so everybody gets that exponent. And now you need to simplify. 2 to the 4th. You can use your calculator. Okay, your calculator has the exponential key. It's called the caret. Yeah, you know where that's at. So 2 to the 4th power, 16. Or you can do it in your head. It's not too hard. So that would be 16 q to the 4th. Okay? All right, number 9. Once again, the negative 3 and the y are separate things, okay? They're not together. Everybody's going to get raised to the 3rd power, including the negative 3 and the y separately. They both get raised to the negative or to the positive 3. So you can do it on your calculator. If you're going to do negatives, though, with exponents, you need to put them in parentheses. In this case, it wouldn't matter, but usually you do. So negative 3 to the 3rd, you got it. Negative 27 y cubed. No, not at all. All right. This one right here, same thing. We just have a division, but they both get raised to the 3rd power, okay? So negative 5 is going to be to the 3rd, and s is to the 3rd. This is one of those problems where you probably don't need to show work on. You can do this. So what's negative 5 to the 3rd power? What is that? Yes. Negative 125, and then s cubed. Is there anything else I need to fix here? No, everything's fine. Negative 125 is fine. It doesn't have a negative exponent. And s to the third is great too. All right, number 11. Okay, there's two separate things here. We have a negative 3 and we have an m. They're both raised to the negative 2 power. It is. Well, not quite. I mean, it will be positive 9, but it's going to be on the bottom. Yeah. Now, both of these are both negative. That means they're unhappy where they're living. They're both going to move down together. They're married, so don't worry about it. All right, so we have negative 3 squared and m squared. Okay, so they both move down. And then negative 3 squared. Now, so many people will put this in their calculator and get it wrong. They'll go like this, negative 3 squared. Is negative 3 times negative 3 negative 9? No. You have to put parentheses around it if you're going to do that in your calculator. Now, you should be able to do it in your head. You're not going to mess up. I mean, you might. All right, so 9m squared. There you go. Are you bored to death? Yeah, good. Okay. Number 12. Am I insulting you with how easy these are and how Algebra 1-ish they are? No. Oh, okay. Keep insulting you? Perfect. All right. Here we go. How about you try this one? I haven't let you try one in a while. You try this one. There's two separate things here. There's 2 and then there's d cubed. Everybody's going to get raised to the 5th power. You try. Don't forget your properties. This poor Rachel girl. You have to sit by Wyatt and listen to him the whole time? I'm so sorry. Rachel, you have a brother.
I do.
Yeah, his name is James.
James. Yes, I met him earlier. Are you guys twins?
Yeah.
I'm a twin. Yes, I have a twin sister. She's so pretty. Oh my gosh, let me tell you.
Wow.
We're not like this.
Same jokes, huh? I do have a twin sister. She's the best. All right. 2 to the 5th. And then what is d to the 3rd to the 5th? 15. Uh-oh, did anyone say 8?
Yeah.
It's not 8.
Not 8.
Don't add them, you multiply them. All right, now what is 2 to the 5th? 32.
Oh, it was 32.
2 to the 15th. Anybody get that one right? Yes, good. Nick, yay.
Wow, you got one person.
All right, no, there were like,
Oh, I got that.
let the video show there were at least 12 people who got that right. Okay, number 13. Here we go.
7.
Everybody's raised to the negative 5th, okay? So we're going to do this. You're to the negative 5th and you're to the negative 5th. So this becomes y to the negative 20.
But we don't like that.
We don't. We'll fix it in a sec. And then this is 2 to the negative 5th. All right. Now we need to move them both. They both have negative exponents. They're both not happy where they're at. So y to the negative 20th will move to the bottom. 2 to the negative 5th moves to the top. That makes their exponent then positive. And then fix that. We just did 2 to the 5th. What is 2 to the 5th?
32.
Good. So 32 over y to the 20. See, this one needed a little bit of work here. You need to show that work when you're doing these on your paper. Whoa, here we go. 14. 2 more. Wow, we're almost done. So good. All right, we have 2 squared, x to the 4th, y to the negative 2, and z cubed. Those are 1, 2, 3, 4 separate things. They're all getting raised to the 4th power, all of them. Do that first. Get rid of the parentheses, and then we're going to fix our problems, okay? All right, so we have 2 squared to the 4th is 2 to the how many? 8. Good job, Ben. 8. 2 to the 8th. And then x to the 4th is how many? 16 of them. It's a lot, isn't it? And then y to the negative 8, which you might feel uncomfortable writing that down, but it's okay. This is just your work right here. And then z to the 12th. Okay. Fix only 2 things. 2 to the 8th. What is that? Bobby, you know that one by heart? 2 to the 8th? 256. Of course you do. X to the 16th. On the bottom. Do you know Bobby? He's so nice. Yeah, he's really good at math too. All right, y to the 8th. And z to the 12th. And he's a freshman. Oh, we've got a couple of freshmen in here. Where are my freshmen at? Holla. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You act like one, but you're not one. 5. 5 freshmen. Yes.
Thanks for making
No problem. Anytime. Yeah.
Doesn't matter what order you put.
Ooh, good question. Did you hear that? Oh, you didn't.
No, she's talking. It's really annoying.
Okay, the question was, does it matter what order you put these in? No, it doesn't. Okay, usually they'll put them in alphabetical order, but multiplication is commutative. Remember, A times B equals B times A. You don't remember? Okay. All right, 15. 15. Last one. You want to try it? You want me to do it?
No, you can do it.
This is only my 3rd time doing this one today. Okay, here we go. -3 to the -2. We'll fix that in a minute. A to the what? No? Oh. +4. -2 times -2, +4, good. And then what would B then be to?
B would be 6.
6. +6. Yep, you got it. Okay. This is going to be fun. All right, so the A and the B are positive exponents. They're happy where they're at. But this -3 to the -2 moves to the bottom, becomes +2, which you already did. I was just taking my time and doing steps here, but that's okay. You went straight there, and that's perfect. 9. There you go.